Fire Christie Sides. Folks, you know that I want Christie Sides out of here. That's why when I see Convos with Carter come out with a video titled Breaking Down Christie Sides' Terrible Coaching, I could not click fast enough. As soon as I saw him post this, I could not click fast enough. But what I said to myself, I said, hey, wait. Don't watch it yet. Don't watch it yet. Give yourself a day and watch it with the people. So what we're going to do, people, we're going to check this out. Breaking down Christie Sides' terrible coaching. Now, please go subscribe to Combos with Carter on YouTube and go follow him on Twitter as well. Carter Moman. Go check him out on Twitter and YouTube as well. Carter, what are we talking about today?
Christie Sides gets a whole lot of hate. In fact, I think she gets the most hate any women's basketball coach gets right now, and it's because she coaches Caitlin Clark. Most Indiana Fever fans want Christie Sides fired, and man, I've seen.
Me too. I'm most Indiana Fever fans. In fact, I'm probably banging that drum loud as hell. Lynn Dunn can hear me from her home.
Seen it online. There's a whole lot of people who just badmouth Christie Sides. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna actually take a look into her coaching.
That's me, Carter. You can say me. It's okay. I know.
To take a look into the way the Indiana Fever are playing on defense and on offense. And I just want to pinpoint why exactly she's not the best coach right now.
Let's do it.
What exactly the Indiana Fever are doing that they need to be coached on better. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth her and call her a bad coach.
You're a bad coach. I'll do that for you.
But right now, this team has a whole lot of flaws. And look, all I'm going to do today is pinpoint them. Now, I want you to take a good look at this play. And I want you to notice how on every single defensive possession.
Damn, I already see something wrong with this play off the rip. Christie Sides is the coach.
Indiana Fever players always fight over screens. Why did Lexi Holt fight over this screen just to end up switching later? You should have just switched. There was no reason to fight over the screen. You should have just switched. There was no reason to fight over the screen. You put yourself in a bad position. Now notice, Damiris Dantas, man, I'm not here to pick on her. She's a great offensive player, but her defense is not it. Look, she is too far back. Why are you playing defense on Arike Ogunbowale, but you're giving her space? You're backpedaling, allowing Arike to get into her shooting motion and hit a big-time mid-range shot. She was comfortable because you were backpedaling. Arike Ogunbowale is too good of a mid-range shooter. She's too good at making shots off the dribble.
Folks, one thing I want to touch on while he's saying this, these are things that would be getting talked about going through the defensive game plan. Okay, when we get a screen, what do we do? Okay, you go above, I'll drop down. Okay, what if it's Arike with the ball handler? You come up, I'll drop down, we switch. Christie Sides needs to be saying, well, if we're going to switch automatically, just like Carter's saying. Dantas, don't play down. Arike is going to pull it. If we're going over a screen, she might pull it. Play up on her. Force her to make a decision. Don't just give her 3 feet of space to start cooking you up as you're backpedaling, to Carter's point. These are things that coaches would mention throughout the week, throughout the day, whatever it may be, part of the defensive game plan. This is how we're going to play screens when Arike has the ball. This is how we're going to play screens when Jewel Lloyd has the ball. This is how we're going to play screens, etc., etc. Instead, we have Carter making videos about how trash some of these defensive game plans are.
There's no way you're giving her space here. I do not like this. Look, Damiris Dantas needs to press up. She needs to play hard defense and force Arike Ogunbowale to beat her off the dribble. You have to trust your defense in the paint. Damiris Dantas is really just not a great interior defender. Look at this play. There's a pick and roll, and we double off the pick and roll, leaving the roller wide open, or really the popper wide open. Damiris Dantas comes up to help. But notice how Damiris is literally jumping before the shooter is getting into her shooting motion. This is Damiris is open, or really the popper
jumping before she gets into her shooting motion.
Wide open. Damiris Dantas comes up to help. But notice how Damiris is literally jumping before the shooter is getting into her shooting motion.
I'm going to give her defense right here. This is her defense right here. Carter, have you ever played 2K and you get like a sharpshooter? You know as soon as they catch, they're shooting it. So you're just jumping before they even start their maybe Dantas thought that she was playing 2K, right? Maybe she thought She was playing 2K. She was in some type of virtual reality, and she thought, you know what? I'm just gonna jump before Enrique starts shooting this just to disrupt her shooting motion. Maybe we could get a slightly early or a very late and cause her to miss the shot. I'm not gonna hold you. I think that that's crazy.
This is terrible defense. She jumped way too early. Her contest literally is not even there.
She jumped way too early.
Defense there is kind of like when you're in the gym shooting alone and you have one of those dummies in front of you with their hands right up and you're just going to shoot over it so you can perfect your jump shot. That is her defense right here. There's no physicality. You have to step up higher than that. You can't just step up and then be 3 steps back. No, if you're going to step up and you're going to help get into the shooter's face.
Step up and help. Step up and help.
Get into their face. And then if they blow by you, you have to trust your defense in the paint. That's what you have to do. And look, to be honest, we can even go back in this play. I don't know why we double teamed. Lexi Hole is an amazing defender, but there was no reason for her to move over to the left. She gave Arike Agumbawale a wide open lane.
Oh my God.
Indiana Fever to have to double team. If she would have just stayed in front of Arike, this would have never happened. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she was trying to anticipate a screen, which is probably what she was doing. She was probably thinking a screen was about to come and never came. And so they end up double teaming, leaving the roller wide open. That's a whole nother story for another day. But at the end of the day, this is terrible execution. And I don't like the fact that every single time Damaris Dantes closes out, she doesn't fully close out. She leaves space for the offensive player to shoot the basketball or go off the dribble and get comfortable shots. I do not like that at all. Now, have you guys ever wondered why the Indiana Fever offense is so stagnant? Because I do too. And look, Christie Sides is really at
I think we all ask ourselves why the offense is so stagnant.
fault. Because look at this play, man. Kelsey Mitchell has a prime opportunity to cut backdoor, and she never cuts.
Oh, no.
She never cuts backdoor when she has the opportunity. This is where you cut. Cut, Kelsey, cut. But we don't cut.
Caitlin, shoot that mid-range. Oh, my God. This is the mid-range shot that when she gets back from break and she decides to pull this, skirt, pull that. When she decides to start pulling that, oh, no. Folks, that's when it's going to get dark. Look at that. Look at that. When she realizes that this is just as good as me, doing a couple more dribble moves for a 3 or trying to get a... This is open, especially for Caitlin Clark. When she breaks down the film, because that's... Come on. Even while they're over there playing Mermaid, she's fucking breaking down film. Stop it. Stop. You can only enjoy your vacation so long. Trust me. I was consumed by work one day. I might have been on vacation, but my mind was at work. I might have been over here in Disney, but my mind was at work. I might be over here in Cali, but my mind was at work. Trust me, she might be there playing Mermaids, but she's thinking to herself, you know what? What's that? 8 minutes and 3 seconds left against the Dallas Wings game. I'm sure I probably had a mid-range that I could have taken somewhere. We're assuming she's that type of person to where this is going to be something she rolls out. August 17th, oh, she got the mid-range too? Oh, it's over now. It's because we saw this in Iowa. We saw the floaters in Iowa as well. We need to see this more in Indiana. When she starts pulling this out, oh no. Oh, it's going to get dark. It's going to get dark.
Cut. Why is Kelsey Mitchell not cutting back door? Even if Caitlin Clark can't get that pass through, which I think Caitlin Clark will get that pass through. She would get that pass through to Kelsey Mitchell.
Me too.
But even if she couldn't, you're just making the defense stay on their toes by moving around. It's just something you do. Like, I played AAU basketball, and when I played AAU basketball, even in AAU, my coach would tell me, yo, cut back door. That was always my role. Yo, Carter, cut back door. And this is Christie Side's fault because this is her game plan. Her game plan is just to have a bunch of shooters sitting out on the perimeter, and nothing is going on. We waste minutes upon minutes upon minutes every single game when you have Caitlin Clark or Kelsey Mitchell or even...
She just looks mad at that right there. Look at her passes. Look how mad she looks.
Upon minutes every single game when...
Disgusted at her team. Like, ugh. I'm still running this same bum-ass fucking offense that Christie Science has me running out here. This fucking 5-out bullshit and a trash slip screen. This looks good, right? 4 out with that person playing straight 2-man game. But when we got 5 out playing slip...
Or Kelsey Mitchell, or even Erica Wheeler just moving around, dribbling the ball, and nothing's going on because you don't have anybody cutting backdoor. You don't have any backdoor off-ball screens going on.
Nope.
You just have nothing. Stagnant offense.
Exactly.
What is this?
There's no movement at all to cause defense confusion. No movement at all.
Really makes me mad.
Carter's frying this shit up. Frying her up today. Love it.
I like this is just something I really don't like because it's like, yo, you play with.
It's
Caitlin
basic
Clark.
shit.
She's like the female version of Steve Nash.
It's basic shit. Fucking cut back door. You ever heard of a give and motherfucking go? Give her the ball and fucking go. Stop sitting in the corner holding your fucking knees. We saw you cut multiple times against the Phoenix Mercury. The whole first quarter, you guys are running the Mercury out of the fucking gym. Why? Because you're hitting backdoor cuts. Kelsey Mitchell's hitting backdoor cuts. Lexi Hall, Katie Lou. It's fundamental shit. Cut backdoor. Is your defender sleeping? Cut back. They're so used to people just sitting in the corner, your defender is sleeping half the time. Your defender's not realizing that, oh, this player can hit me with the back door 75% of the time. Because just as much as your hands on your knees, their hands on their knees. Maybe going to swipe in if they're strong side. Maybe going to slide to the paint if they're weak side. But they're not doing much. That's why you put the weakest defender on that corner man. Because they're just standing there. You see how the weakest defender on their corner man? Cut it out.
Cut back door, man. Now, I try to be unbiased, so we like to show the good with the bad. Notice this play. Look, Lexi Hall fights over this screen, and this is great defense from Lexi Hall. She's an amazing defender. Yeah. And what I want you to notice is later on down this play, Katie Lou Samuelson's on that low post, and she gets really physical with the offensive players she's defending. This is how you play defense. And look, it ends up leading to a transition play where Caitlin Clark finds Lexi Hall. Big time 3-point shot.
Bang.
Look, Lexi Hall played with defensive intensity.
Indeed, real quick. I'm cutting him off. Sorry, Carter. That's individual defense, right? That's Katie Lou out energizing or out hustling or putting in more effort on the defensive end than the offender was putting on the offensive end. That's what equals good defense. You put in more effort on your end than the offensive player does. That equals good defense. Lexi Hall shitting on that potential. That's all Lexi Hall. You know what? I'm just going to take this into my own hand. Dantas, you step up, sit down, turn all around, do the hokey pokey. I don't care. I'll D up. I'll get fast feet. Clearly, I can't trust you. Let me cook up real quick.
Was amazing defense. She got rewarded for it on the offensive side. And look, when you play aggressive defense, when you smother the offensive player like Katie Lou Samuels did down on that low post, it leads to a harder shot. You don't play a few steps off and allow them to get a big-time bucket. No, press up, smother them.
Press up.
I like this play. Once again, I'm going to show another great play because, look, man, we got to show the good with the bad. Look, Lexi Hall is a great defender. This is amazing defense right here. Look, she got into that passing lane. You can't help but like this. Look, defense is bad at times, but they do have a great defender in Lexi Hall, and I do like the fact that Christie Sides is playing her minutes. So even though Christie Sides has her faults, I like the fact that she's playing Lexi Hall minutes and playing her in the game. It took her long enough. But I like
it did take her long enough.
Lexi Hall plays with defensive intensity. Look, she said that Christy Wallace was a dog. Christy Side said that Christy Wallace was a dog. Look, Lexi Hall is the dog. I want you to check out this play. Look, off the screen, Caitlin Clark ends up doubling the ball handler. I don't think she had to do that. But either way, I want you to look at Damaris Dantas in the paint. Notice how she's giving up too much on the defensive side of the basketball. This is why I do not like her for defensive purposes.
Just lets her all the way in there.
She is just giving up too much space. She's backpedaling. She's nearly under the rim. You cannot play interior defense under the rim. Why are you backpedaling?
Literally said, here, come as deep in the paint as you want and then seal me off.
Step up and stand your ground. You're a tall player. Put your hands up and use your body. That's what I want her to do. I don't want her to backpedal into the paint. She's doing that, and that is a terrible thing. If you've ever watched the Golden State Warriors, one thing I really do not like about Kevon Looney is that he's always backpedaling. And I think one of the main reasons that Kevon Looney was always backpedaling is that he was tired. Look, the Golden State Warriors have ran that center through the mud. He has been overworked for years and years. So I really wonder if the reason Damaris...
It's crazy thinking where Kevon Looney started his career, and now here he is being an anchor for the Dynasty Warriors. It's wild.
Dantas is backpedaling is because she is tired. And if she's tired when she basically just got into the season, I'm really questioning her conditioning. I'm questioning, like, are you in shape? I don't know. I'm just saying, don't backpedal on defense. Step up. That's it. Now, I want you to check out this next play and just look at all this dribbling. All this dribbling leading to nothing. This is Christie side's offense. Her offense is so stagnant. Literally nothing is happening. But I want you to notice, once again, there's another chance for Kelsey Mitchell to cut back door. Cut back door. You don't have to have a wide open layup to cut back door. Look, she could have got the ball there, and then two defenders could have doubled her. But then she could have had a two-man game with Aaliyah Boston. I think that's down there. That way, if they were to double Kelsey Mitchell off that cut, then she could have just gave it to Aaliyah Boston. But no, we just dribbled senselessly and ended up leading to, I think, a shot clock violation here. This is terrible. Now, I will say, I do respect the fact that Lexi Hole does eventually end up cutting back door. She finds an opening and she cuts.
That's how you're supposed to.
It's too late.
Folks, if you guys have played 2K, that's twice I'm bringing up 2K. You bring your man down to the corner as soon as that corner defender steps up. Folks, it's crazy. Basic shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's basic stuff. You don't need to throw me a playbook for me to understand how the game's supposed to work. No, I'm good. Thank you. I've played it. Watched it. I kind of understand things. When we're talking about fundamentals,
it's too late.
A 12-year-old should be able to look at that play and be like, wait, that's why Lexi Hole cut. Makes sense.
A good look at this play. I do not like this one. It starts with good defense by Lexi Hole. She's playing good defense, but then Caitlin Clark gets beat off the dribble, and that would not have happened if she wasn't playing up so far. You don't need to play up that far. You don't have to. Caitlin Clark is beat off the dribble, and I want you to notice again, Damaris Dantas,
can we see
her
that again?
defensive presence in the paint is not there.
Yeah,
she is just like a dummy in the
weak
paint.
in the paint.
You know those dummies that you shoot over? That's what she is. I hate this. I hate this defense. She needs to play with more intensity in the paint. You need to smother the offensive player. You need to get in their grill. You were just raising your hands up, allowing them to shoot right over you. You accomplished nothing. I don't like this. Now, check out this next play. Once again, I think Kelsey Mitchell has a chance to cut back doors. She could literally go all the way around to the other side and have an open layup. I mean, it would not be the easiest thing to do, but she's a slithery player. I think that is a better look than what ends up happening. She ends up coming around to the top of the key, getting the ball, and when she gets into the paint, all of the defense literally collapses on her.
Oh my
all
God.
of it. Now, notice, she ends up hitting this shot because Kelsey Mitchell is different when it comes to her shots in the paint. When it comes to her finishing around the rim, she's ridiculous. She's literally ridiculous. But still, that is a harder shot than it had to be. I think if she would have cut back door, she would have had an easier shot than what ends up happening. Now, check out this next play. I believe the Indiana Fever is supposed to be playing some kind of zone defense, but this is poorly executed zone defense.
This is the starting lineup right here. No. This is Katie Lou in the corner. So we got Lexi Hole, Katie Lou, Alyssa Smith, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell.
Notice how Lexi Hole and Alyssa Smith, they double team way too far over on that right side of that court. It's way too far over. You cannot be in a zone and the player who's supposed to be playing on the left side of the zone moves all the way over to the right side like that. That is ridiculous. And look, it gives them no space to go and guard the popper. You can't do anything about the popper. So, look, Kelsey Mitchell ends up leaving her offensive assignment.
Rotate.
And she just guards on the popper. And that leaves J.C. Sheldon wide open for a three-point shot. If I was Kelsey Mitchell, I would not have done that. I would have dared the popper to shoot, I think.
Aaliyah Boston's got to rotate here, no? Right? This is how this rotation.
So, look, Kelsey.
Boom, ready? Here we go. Let's slow this down. This is how this rotation should have went through. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. Boom. Right? If we see Kelsey Mitchell coming up, boom. Smith is all the way out here. So as Smith's running down, Smith, as you'll see, she's trying to hunt this player down in the corner because Boston doesn't slide out. Boston needs to slide out. Smith comes down. Try to cover that three. Or we have a different rotation. We have Boston to the corner, Clark to the paint, Smith to the opposite corner. But to Carter's point, this whole entire video, this is shit that Christie Sides needs to talk about in the game plan. If Nalissa Smith ever thinks to herself, I'm all the way across the court, and it's my duty to run all the way across the other side of the court into the corner to guard a three-point shooter, that is a coaching issue. You have not... See? Nalissa Smith is even expecting Aaliyah Boston. See? I even digress, right? Smith is expecting Boston to come into that three-point shooter, but doesn't. And instead, Smith needs to run all the way out there. Now here we go. Back to the same point. Flipping it though. If Aaliyah Boston doesn't realize that's my man now to pick up on that three-point shot, that's on you. And if it's a 2-point game, well, even more so, you should be picking up that three-point shot. So this is just coaching things that need to be spoken about as the game plan is being discussed.
On the popper, and that leaves J.C. Sheldon wide open for a three-point shot. If I was Kelsey Mitchell, I would not have done that. I would have dared the popper to shoot. I think J.C. Sheldon is like more of a threat on the three-point line. That's just my personal opinion. Either way, I can't really blame Kelsey because of the fact that this is just poorly executed zone defense. You cannot give up that much playing zone. You just can't do that. Now check out this next play. The Indiana Fever are down 2 points. There's 1 minute and 15 seconds left. This is a really, really, really important play, and I do end up liking it. Caitlin Clark comes off a screen, and look, we end up finding Samuelson wide open for a three. She just misses it. And look, man, that's a decent shot. I do not like Katie Lou Samuelson shooting three-point shots right now because she's not a good shooter at the moment. She's not shooting the ball very well currently.
She's got to take them.
But look, man, there's another opportunity for Kelsey Mitchell to cut back door. And I know they got a wide open shot here. But look, there's another chance for Kelsey Mitchell to cut back door, and Caitlin Clark might have found her.
Or give it to Aaliyah Boston there.
Have a three here. Look, I just don't like the fact that that option is not there. Look, you might have still preferred the three-point shot. Caitlin Clark still might have passed it to Katie Lou Samuelson, but when you're in an offensive set and you have wide open backdoor cuts, there's no reason you should not be capitalizing on those opportunities, especially if you play with Caitlin Clark here. You're playing with literally the female Steve Nash. I do not like this, and I don't know why Christie Sides is not telling her players to cut. Now check out this next play.
Because she's terrible. That's why. She's not good. She's a bad coach. Carter, we're 26 games in. If Christie Sides hasn't said, hey, when Caitlin crosses half court, we don't even need to be in our set as she's dribbling it up. As the time she crosses half court, there better be some movement going on as we get into our sets and start moving into our offense. Because if we're already where we need to be, and we're just going to hold their knees while Clark cooks up or while we get a little bit of a pick and roll action and nobody cuts back door, that's an issue. That's an issue Christie Sides needs to address. And again, we're 26 games in, hasn't really been addressed. We've seen it in spurts, but like I say on the podcast, they're winning in spite of Christie Sides, right? When Kelsey Mitchell cuts back door, it's, oh, let me just cut back door. It's not an order from coach, hey, when you see this look, cut back door. When you see that, cut back door. If your defender's playing back on you, cut back door. If they're playing up on you, she does none of it.
I don't have anything bad to say about this play. This is amazing defense from our dog, Lexi Hull. It's just better off.
It should be, you need to read. You need to read your That's all I'm trying to say.
Offense. It's just better offense. I don't know what to say about that. Arike Agumba-Wale is ridiculous. She's not the most efficient player, and like what she did in the All-Star game is not what she always does. But all I'm saying is, yo, that's ridiculousness. I don't know anybody else.
That's Kyrie right there. That's a Kyrie shot.
Insane. Not a lot of NBA players who make shots like that. Like you can look at a Luka Doncic.
She's not Kyrie, but that's a Kyrie. Like, oh, I got this.
To be like, yeah, he might make some crap like that. But like, bro, like nobody else. This is a ridiculous shot with the game on the line. Amazing play from Arike Agumba-Wale, and this is really the dagger shot right here. Now, look, that's where I'm going to end off this video. I just wanted to go over that fourth quarter and look at why exactly the Indiana Fever lost, and I wanted to pinpoint the coaching. And you might say, well, this isn't coaching. This is the players' fault. But look, the way I see it is, man, as a coach, you have to make your players do the right things. It's your job to steer your players in the right direction. Obviously, you can't play for them. But
Amen.
then if you say, well, we had a bad game and it's your fault as the players, then what was the point of you being on the sidelines in the first place? What were you there to do? You were there to direct them. You were there to lead them in the right direction. In practices, in training camp, whatever it is, these players need to know how to operate on the court. It seems like these players don't even know what they're doing. They just kind of lost sometimes.
Oh.
Look, on defense, you have to step up. You have to know who you're playing against. The scouting has to be done. In the back rooms, we need to be scouting correctly.
Yeah, like that's what this is the point that I've been trying to make. Who's making the game plans? Who's communicating the game plans? Who's saying, hey, when you see this, this is what we're getting into. When you see that, this is what we're getting into. When your defender gives you this look, this is how you need to react. If your defender gives you that look, that's how you need to react. Oh my God.
You have to know exactly who you're guarding, every single player. You have to know the strength and weakness of the player you're guarding against. You don't want to be stepping back you don't want to be 4 steps back playing defense, perimeter defense. You don't do that when you're playing a shooter. You don't do that. You step up and you force them to beat you off the dribble. Look, Demiris Johnson, she has to play with some defensive intensity. She has to step up a little bit. That's what Demiris has to do. On every single play, we don't have to fight over screens. We don't have to fight over screens on every single play. We can just step back and switch sometimes. Sometimes that's what we have to do, and these are things that have to be taught. Look, Kelsey Mitchell is an amazing player around the rim. She needs to cut back door.
Yes.
Cut back door. We need action.
Yes,
Either
we do.
way, man, I'm out. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I certainly did. Make sure you guys like this video. If you do like the video, they do take a bit of time. And make sure you leave a subscribe. We're on the road to 10K subscribers. Yeah, man. Peace out.
Subscribe to Carter. 6.4K. Man, it's growing quick. And we got 124 comments. Please give Carter a subscribe. Give him a like. Check out. He does a lot of good Kayla Clark, Indiana Fever stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments. Christie Sides needs to get fired, of course. And to his defense, right? You can only blame the players need to play harder. But when they're thinking too much and it's not, okay, read and react, right? Read and react. When it's not read and react, you get a defense that looks like Christie Sides' defense. It needs to be read and react. When it's not read and react, you get an offense that looks like Christie Sides' offense. Appreciate everybody for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. 12 more days until we get the live streams back up and running. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there.